Texas. Congressman Ron Paul joins us now. Congressman, good to see you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
So congratulations. You win this straw poll. You beat John Huntsman. You beat Mitt Romney and the other who are considered front runners. But there seems to be a contradiction here, because in a nationwide poll taken just last week, when likely voters were asked if they would vote for you, only 7% said yes. Why the disconnect?
Well, it's hard to say. You know, there are a lot of different polls done, and some are done, for different reasons and different questions. And it is true that we're not at the top of the national polls, but, if you can go into a group like we did in New Orleans and organize and get people's enthusiasm, I mean, you got to get a couple points. You can't just dismiss it. You know, all the others had their names on the ballot. There were nine people on the ballot. So just to say that, well, there's another poll that showed you didn't do as well, therefore this doesn't carry much water, I don't think is quite correct.
Okay. Well, you have said recently that the time has come around to where people are agreeing with much of what I've been saying for 30 years. The time is right. I might adjust the word much of what you've been saying to some of what you've been saying, but what do you think is the one specific issue that is connecting you to voters at this time that makes this the right time for Ron Paul?
Well, it's hard to do one, but I can do two. It's endless, undeclared, unwinnable wars dumped on the young people, and also the financial crisis that we have related to the foreign policy, and we're dumping that debt on the young people. And that's why the next generation, the current young people between the age of 15 and 25 or 30, they're with me because they're getting dumped on, and that to me is the big issue. So if people want to live in the past and think we can perpetuate this welfare state and continue with this foreign policy, it's just going to doom us. I mean, financially it's going to doom us, and it's going to just end badly.
You know, Congressman, your name comes up an awful lot when I talk politics with friends, and one thing I hear about you over and over again is that people say, I like some of his ideas, but I'm nervous about the total package, because you're a guy who's called for legalizing all drugs, including cocaine and heroin, legalizing prostitution. You want to eliminate about half of the federal agencies, including energy, education, health and human services, the Department of Homeland Security. So how do you convince people that you are not just an interesting fringe candidate?
To not portray it like as you have just done. I want to legalize freedom. What's so bad about that? What's wrong with legalizing choices about your life and your liberty and your religious values? What's wrong with legalizing the Constitution? I can defend everything I do by the Constitution. So why can you turn that around and say, oh, everything he's doing is nuts and crazy?
No, I didn't say everything you're doing is nuts. I did not say that. I said some people worry about some pieces of the total package.
Yeah, I know, but the portraying of this as something weird or unusual, and I think a growing number of people are starting to realize what I'm talking about is pretty sound. It's very American. It produces prosperity and peace. And I'm always bewildered why anybody would reject it. I mean, it is the American system. We shouldn't be the warmongers. We shouldn't be the policemen of the world. We shouldn't be in 130 countries and 900 bases and fighting undeclared wars. And look at what we're doing in Libya. At least now, look at how many people have joined us in this effort in trying to stop another war in Libya. So I would say we're making great progress, and a lot of people are starting to talk about big spending and deficits. So the direction is certainly in our way.
Let me just ask you a quick question to end on. It's more practical. You are, by my calculation, 75 years old right now. If you are elected president, you'll take the oath of office at 77. That would be the oldest president by a long shot. Is it too old?
Well, obviously, I don't think so, and a lot of young people don't think I'm very old. I think it's the ideas that counts. It's your general health that counts. It's your enthusiasm for liberty. That's what counts. The nominal age is secondary to the age of the individual who knows how to think and who knows how to believe in something. Right now, we have a lot of old people around that has endorsed the status quo, and I am older. I have more time behind behind me, but I endorse very young ideas because the ideas of liberty are very young. We've only tested them a couple hundred years.
Right.
They have been fantastic. And what I see is us giving this up. And I think this is why people become enthusiastic, and they don't want bits and pieces, because this is a package. Economic liberty and personal liberty are one and the same, and a foreign policy that defends America and not police the world, that's part of the package as well.
Congressman Ron Paul joining us this morning. It's nice to have you with us, sir. Congratulations on your victory in the straw poll.